Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark here on a Monday, September 24th,
All day long.
2018, all day long. That's right. We do it all day long. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, guys?
Oh,
Yes, all day long. You can do it all night long. I'm, of course, Rob Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. With me is Mr. Tom Connors.
good evening, good sir.
Yes, Tom's broadcasting from the Electric Cheesecake Factory. I don't know. I just give it a great name, clever name. And with us is the one and only Mecha Random 42.
Hello.
Yes. Oh, lovely, baby. How you doing? How you doing, huh? See, that's what I like about you. You're not uptight, so you that just rolls right off.
Of course not. I'm here, aren't I?
That's right. Yes, you put up with us.
She's still here. That's what counts.
Yes. All right. So let's jump right into this, shall we?
Sad day today in the world of entertainment.
Yeah, we lost
a big name.
Yeah, we lost a legend. Gary Kurtz has left us. Now, if you don't recognize that name, he worked on the original Star Wars, worked on The Empire Strikes Back. He was
done the Indiana Jones movies, didn't he?
Indiana Jones movies. Oh, big time involvement in Lucasfilm. There he is. Not that old, 78 years old. Well, 78 is not old nowadays, but there he is with Boba Fett. Of course, now Boba Fett's gonna be female, so it's gonna be Boba Fett. Sorry, I had to make that joke. Sorry, Gary Kurtz. But anyway, Gary Kurtz, long casting a tall shadow. Sadly, no longer with us. So he will be missed. So anyway, Tom, any thoughts?
Well, he was
on Gary
a big
Kurtz?
part of Star Wars, I think. One of the main, what would you call it, engineers, I guess. Him and George had a bit of a falling out after Return of the Jedi, and from what I recall, a lot of the reasons were for the same type of reasons that the prequels weren't as well received, and that was George was kind of getting to a point where he just wasn't listening to others or playing nice with others. But yeah, a very prominent name, especially in the 70s and 80s with Hollywood. Big loss when it comes to sci-fi, so Gary Kurtz will be missed. Like you said, he wasn't that old, so that's too bad.
Yeah, 78 is old, but let me. Okay, you know what? Turn of the last century, life expectancy was 47. So I mean, really, it's practically doubled. Yeah, it's like I said, George wasn't listening. George wasn't listening to a lot of people.
Hey, I told you, Gary. I discovered you. I made you. I can break you.
So I don't have a Gary Kurtz impression, but anyway, Random. Any thoughts on the passing of Gary Kurtz?
Well, I'm looking here, and he worked on The Dark Crystal as well as the producer. That's kind of one of my movies that I grew up with.
Yeah, he worked on a few movies. Yeah,
it's really sad to lose anybody in Hollywood, obviously. And of course, the IMDb just says Star Wars, American Graffiti, Empire Strikes Back. I mean, he's one of the heavies that kind of worked on a lot of our stuff from our childhood, for sure.
Yeah, American Graffiti. A lot of George's guys got their start in American Graffiti. That's one of the big ones that's what actually landed George the job at Fox. Alan Ladd was a big fan of American Graffiti. So anyway, Gary Kurtz, you will definitely be missed. Any final thoughts, Tom?
No, that was my final thought. So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, he will be missed. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a little news that came down. We got the first picture from the Picard series. It's not, and I know I did the teaser in the thumbnail. I made a thumbnail. You'll be seeing that, but it's kind of anticlimactic. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, the picture is just Picard at a table. Looks like he's just at brunch.
I told you I wanted the endive salad with no croutons. So, and unfortunately, Akiva Goldsman is there.
Yes.
Oh boy. So no real news really about the Picard series. But let me just read it off.
Well, it means it's actually happening, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, the return of Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard to the Star Trek universe is now officially underway. Stewart today tweeted out the first photo from the new series heading to CBS All Access as work begins. The journey has begun. Stewart tweeted before introducing the team of writers and producers at the table. Kirsten Beyer, thank you for that pop-up. Kirsten Beyer, Michael Chabon, Akiva Goldsman, Diandra Pendleton Thompson. Not Diana, Diandra. James Duff, and yours truly. Take a look below. Now,
so the show's going to have
the screen share up there.
Involve a lot of Perrier, it looks like. It's going to be a show about water?
Actually, I think it's Sam Pellegrino.
Oh, okay. My eyesight's terrible.
What are going with Perrier?
I only drink the finest mineral waters. Don't you know that, Random? So, the new series was announced at Star Trek Las Vegas with a surprise appearance from Stewart and Star Trek Discovery co-creator Alex, I don't know my ass from my elbow, Klutzman. Stewart released the following statement about the return on social media.
He said his first name wrong.
I will be very proud to. I'd be very proud to have been part of Star Trek: The Next Generation. But when we wrapped that final movie in the spring of 2002, I truly felt my time with Star Trek had run its natural course. Stewart wrote, "It is therefore an unexpected but delightful surprise to find myself excited and invigorated to be returning to Jean-Luc Picard and explore new dimensions with him. Seeking out new life for him when I thought that life was over." Nude life. Yes, nude life. It's going to be taking place at a nudist colony. As you know, I'm very liberal with my body, Tom.
Actually, an alien nudist colony on Star Trek sounds very interesting.
I'd watch that.
And I hope my voice sounds better out there tonight, guys. I got myself a new mic because we were always having so many problems with the other one. Hopefully this fixes that. So
yes. So anyway, but like I said, this is always the kicker. He may not be a captain anymore. And Stewart hinted when he announced Picard's return at Star Trek Las Vegas. He may not be the Jean-Luc that you recognize and know so well. It may be a very different individual.
No. Red flag. Look away.
It's a major red flag.
Where have we heard that before?
He will at least be 25% different. So.
Oh, Lord.
Dakota Stanton, thank you.
25% of my cock.
Dakota Stanton, thank you for the $5 super chat. Lurking, but have a good stream. Thank you very much, Dakota Stanton.
Thank you.
Yes. Stewart noted there were no scripts. The team gathered in the photo are presumably working on remedying the issues. Stewart is back as Picard, but the rest of Star Trek Next Generation crew are likely not.
Did you say Picard?
I may have.
Is that a cross between Spicoli?
I was just going to say that.
Jinx.
LaForge, what's that thing on your face, man? It's gnarly.
See, we need Sean Penn to play Picard now. As Spicoli.
As Spicoli, yes.
That's what I was just doing.
A few of the cast members confirmed at a recent convention. They have not been asked to return. Are you excited? Okay, nobody cares. Yeah, not setting up some good vibes there, guys. Absolutely not setting up the good. Yeah, should we expect Q? Well, it'll be 25% different Q. That's for sure.
Well, it said nobody from Next Gen is coming back, though.
Oh, he won't show up on Q? Rimshot.
By the way, that's not Tom making a sound effect. That's Tom's gay porn name, Rimshot. So anyway, But yeah, there are 6 lights. The new Picard, there are 6 lights this time. Thank you, Joe K. 4,700. Yeah.
There's all kinds of lights. Who cares? I'm old. Just
that
do
was
Star
all,
Trek stuff.
That was almost Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, Arnold is clear up here. But yeah, you were right.
Picard and Kush Narula. Yes, and Picard gets diabetes. Troy Tempest, thank you for the $2.99 Australian super chat. Thank you. Keep it real. Thank you. Dark Slayers is all I got from Rob was gay porn. I'm like, yeah.
That's all anybody gets from Rob. That's what I got for Christmas, my birthday. I don't know.
Hello, Frisco. Anyway. But this is not okay. We haven't seen a script. We've only seen one picture. Why am I saying you guys are gonna F this up royal? Why do I think that?
Kiva Goldsman.
Oh, because I've seen what they've done with
Kiva Goldsman.
Also, this is not the Picard you know. It's a very, very different Picard. We heard the same thing from Mark Hamill with Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a red flag when they start saying that stuff because we know that you're going to fuck up the character now.
But it's because we have to be 25% different.
Lord.
So I will have 25% of my hair.
He already does, right? What else is he gonna shave?
I won't have any hair.
Maybe it is the nudist colony video because he has to shave the rest of his hair now.
Just a little bit.
I was watching MASH actually. You talk about and there's one thing they always reference like Hawkeye reads nudist magazines. I'm like, really? There was nothing between the end of the war and Playboy? Really? I mean,
guess not.
Okay.
And they have to change the name. It's now Picard with an E. So there's no.
And his first name shall be Nigel. So Nigel, he'll be Jean-Luc's cousin.
Picard.
I keep saying he is the most Jean-Luc Picard. They specifically say he's French, and he is played by the most British actor ever, who drinks Earl Grey tea, reads Shakespeare,
yes,
and recites poetry. Yeah, I keep saying to myself, what happened in 2237? Did the British storm across the English Channel? All right, we're tired of you motherfuckers. We're taking over.
Could have Jean-Claude Van Damme playing an American. Oh shit, never mind. That's an old Street Fighter joke there, guys.
Is it Geordie from Africa? Not that I'm aware of.
I think Geordie was born like on a space station, wasn't he? Or his mother was a captain?
I think he was born. Yeah, I think he was born in space somewhere.
Space.
Okay, now you
George here. These are the
Forge
of the Starship Enterprise. A mission.
Spoiled string.
For me to go bang as many green chicks as I can find.
Geordie LaForge was born on February 16, 2335 in Mogadishu, Somalia, to parents Captain Silva LaForge and noted exozoologist Commander Edward M.
No, Blue Clat 42. It's not Picard. It's Picard.
Shut up, Wesley. Oh yeah. But anyway, Kiva. You see the words of Kiva Goldsman. That sends up a red.
Yeah. Warning!
Yes.
Warning! What else has the Kiva Goldsman done that's been good though? Nothing. Like
Joker's 79 brings. Oh, go ahead.
No, are we being like super unfair to Kiva Goldsman? Because I've never heard of anything he did that anybody ever liked ever.
You do then. You do. Just the law of averages. Joker 79 brings up a good point, though. I guess we'll now have 3 Picards. TV Picard, film Picard, who was already 25% different than the TV Picard, which is a good point, because he was all action man in the movies.
Yes.
And CBS All Access Picard, who, if another 25% different, might be 50% different from TV Picard. He's right. We're going to get a female Picard. Hello.
Maybe that's where
Okay,
Rosario
I
Dawson
have-
comes in. She'll be playing Picard.
Yes. Yes, actually, before we get to that story,
Do
actually,
you like my dress?
I brought up Akiva Goldsman's filmography on IMDb. Okay, the Star Trek Discovery. Okay, we know about that. We know about the Picard series, Titans, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Childhood's End TV series, Winter's Tale, producer, Lone Survivor, Fringe TV series, Paranormal Activity, all three Paranormal Activity movies. Jonah Hex. Yes, Jonah Hex.
The Paranormal Activity
Fair
movies. That's
game.
why he's still got a job.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
all right. They weren't
Fair
good, but they were
game.
fun.
They made a buttload of money because
Fair
when I
game.
first started the channel, I did the top 20 highest grossing films of all time compared to what they cost to make. So they'd be the most profitable films.
Mhm.
Almost every one of them was like Paranormal Activity, whatever cheap horror movie was out there in the last 10 years, because these movies cost nothing to make and made millions. So that's why he's so,
Mm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, fair game. The losers: Hancock, I Am Legend, Brooklyn Rules, Poseidon, I Am Reed Fish, Mr. and
Oh,
Mrs.
so he used
Smith,
to work with a lot of Will
Constantine,
Smith.
Mindhunters,
Yeah.
Starsky and Hutch, Deep Blue Sea, Lost in Space. He's got 23 writer credits.
Wait a minute. Did he used to work for Legendary or something like that? Who was it that worked on like Hancock
so.
and I Am Legend and stuff like that? Because I think those were Legendary Pictures.
let me
I wonder if
see.
he used to be a producer at Legendary or something like that. If somebody knows out there, let me know. I just never thought of
Right,
him
right.
for more
He
than
also
5
put-
minutes.
Yeah. He produced Dark Tower from last summer.
There's actually somebody
Okay,
here who
writing
might know
credits.
that.
Dark Tower. Yes.
Her name is Susan,
Dark-
but we
okay,
can't
writing
hear her.
credits. Dark Tower. Susan's here.
Yes, she
Susan's
is.
here.
Yes, she is. Susan
See
Lady.
if she wants to join.
There she is from Nerdrodic.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Susan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well.
I don't think you and Rob have gotten to meet yet, have you?
No.
Rob, this is Susan.
on
Susan, this is
on
Rob.
Twitter, that's about it.
Is
Yeah.
this Rob
That's
Shlomo?
it. Are we?
This is.
Yes, this is.
Okay.
Guilty as charged.
Finally, nice to talk to you.
Yeah, I thought Tom was going to play Have You Met Ted? Have you met Ted? Like I don't know if you're a fan of how. Are you a fan of How I Met Your Mother? That joke only works if you know that reference.
I do remember. I do remember that. Yes.
Okay, a friend of mine, Colin. He has no trouble meeting women. I always say, do we have to go out and play Have You Met Colin? So, excuse me, have you met Colin? But anyway, yeah, we were going over Akiva Goldsman's credits. Yes.
Yeah, did he used to work for Legendary or something like that? Is that why he's on all those Will Smith movies and stuff? I was trying to figure it out.
I'm trying, he's been around
Yeah.
for like ever.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see here if it kind of is in I know he wrote them. He wrote he wrote iRobot, I Am Legend, Cinderella Man. He was on Fringe, so that's the
That's
connection.
another reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cinderella Man was another big one. That's why he's still around.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out why this guy still has a job, and now we know.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if you're a fan. But
yeah, I mean, he did well, here's why. He won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay for A Beautiful Mind.
that'd do it.
Yep. And so screenwriters, I don't want to say they're like expiration dates on milk, but sometimes they are. It's like, the problem is you're only as good as your last job in Hollywood. And if you suck, but you happen to have worked on a project that maybe a script doctor got a hold of, because nobody ever comes out and says they're a script doctor. Now, Carrie Fisher did, but they usually don't get credit. So it's like you can ride on those coattails for forever, and apparently Akiva is doing that. I mean, I will admit I did like A Beautiful Mind. I did enjoy Cinderella Man. But, how long ago are those movies? We're looking at 19 years ago for A Beautiful Mind. things change, things evolve, but once again, it's nepotism in Hollywood. It's who you know and what game you play. So there you have it.
You had to make me feel old, didn't you?
No, I'm
19
older than
years,
you.
Jesus.
I am older than you.
Yeah. Well, the only part you. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was about to say I'm probably the oldest guy here. So anyway,
No, I doubt it, Rob. How old are you?
how old do you think I am? That's an old picture, mind you.
You seem like you might be in your 40s.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm 48.
I am older than you. I'm older than you.
You do not look it.
I'm 52, and that's not a doctored photo either.
You're a robot like Mecha, aren't you?
I am, in fact, and Akiva Goldsman wrote the program.
No, you're better than that.
Say, don't do that to yourself. I was expecting maybe Harvey to come out and go, yeah, but I made her. Or something like that.
Pound me too.
And do like, when the hell did you do that? My spare time, yeah. I can't do it as good. So.
No, you're almost spot on with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the Patrick Stewart thing, and I gotta get this out because I love Sir Pat Stew, and I love what he does, and I think he's a consummate actor. But I want the storyline of the mentor that comes back from wherever they are, with the mentees, and then the mentees get in some kind of bind, and the mentor has to, pull them out of it. Or the guy is, past his prime, but the kids reinvigorate him. This is getting tired too. And it sounds like they might be going down that path.
Yeah, and it does sound like Destinies is the title for the series from what we're hearing now. I was wrong on that. I got a little bit of wrong information, but...
Destinies? They couldn't do any better?
Well, it was copyrighted the same day that he announced the series along with Reliant. So it could very well be that we are getting that Khan miniseries like we thought.
Yeah, I think Reliant's going to be Khan. It kind of has to be. I don't want to.
I don't want an origin story of Khan. What are we doing? I just don't understand anymore.
We're trying to make money, lady.
Do better. You're not doing it good.
We're not doing it well. I mean, oh God. I mean, the world's going to hell in a handcart when Broadway is doing a show based on King Kong.
Really?
Yes. What in the hell? Deadline today, and I had to stop.
Didn't they already do that?
Yes, didn't we learn people Spider-Man? It failed because people kept dying.
No, I thought they did King Kong a long time ago.
Oh, did they? Because I didn't think so.
I did a documentary on King Kong, and I swear they did one a long time ago with one of those big blow-up balloon
oh, dear God,
puppets.
No. Just make it
because he is Kong.
Yeah, exactly. What is that going to be? Yeah. And then the touching love song with, whoever's playing Fay Ray, and oh God.
And now the song with Jack. I think I love you.
Yeah.
I never thought I could love a monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Or something about being alone on top of a building.
Oh God.
I see all the people rushing around, that sort of thing. And oh God.
Well, they're not going to use ABBA's King Kong song, probably. It's kind of an obscure one. I'm sure they've never heard of it.
You might be surprised.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Gabby. Go ahead. I do that all the time. What's funny is, though, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, the guy had a stroke and died on the spot before they could sign the contract. I'm like, don't you think that this is a sign?
Yeah.
Don't do this.
I mean, yeah, of course she had Bono and he walks on water, and you probably thought that would save you, but it didn't. And now we're doing King Kong, and I'm just...
Greed by nature sounds like something Michael Jackson should have wrote.
Don't you know?
Yeah.
Don't you know?
He's gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Don't you know all that Spider-Man money? The Spider-Man money went to go save the children in Africa. What? No. Don't pay attention to the $200,000 Italian sports car behind me.
Oh
No.
my god. Oh
Or
lord.
legit. I just got a text break on that thanks to somebody. I won't mention any names.
Oh, I
I'm
mean,
having my come by my house in Dublin. I'm having my groceries helicoptered in.
If Trey Parker and Matt Stone aren't doing the music for it, then I don't want any part of it.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't read that far. I just, I skimmed it and I thought, God, I can't take this anymore because the one place that you expect good writing is Broadway. I mean, they do their revivals and stuff, but you expect originality on the stage. And when we're rehashing Hollywood movies, we might as well just call it a day. We're done.
Yeah, Ike Cthulhu says, "Is this a sequel to Hitler on Ice?"
Oh my god! Oh no!
That I might go see.
Oh no! Wow! Unless Mel Brooks needs to be attached to that one.
Yeah, exactly. But Hollywood and Broadway sort of suffer from the same affliction in that they just keep rehashing the same things over and over again. Now the jukebox musicals are big on Broadway.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so you have ABBA, you have the Mamma Mia, you have Steppin' Out, and like turning movies into musicals. Like The Wedding Singer was on Broadway for a while with Stephen Lynch. You have there was another one, I can't remember. Big was another one.
Yeah, Big, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, I wouldn't say it's a. I don't know if it could be either one. There was the Buddy Holly story. Buddy was on Broadway for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and you have Hollywood. They're rehashing all their old ideas now. Star Trek. Let's go back and make a prequel to Star Trek. Ocean's 8. Ghostbusters. What? Help me out here, somebody.
No, you're doing fine because
I Am Legend.
Well, and then I get into these arguments with people that, well, you have to understand it's a business. Fuck, I get it's a business. I understand it's return on investment. I get it. But you cannot tell me that in a city of millions of people, there aren't a pocket of talented people that have script ideas that we haven't seen in like a decade or more. I mean, nothing is ever original. It isn't. I mean, we're either doing Greek tragedies or Shakespeare, but it's the way you spin a story. And right now we're not even doing that. Not at all.
I had an idea actually for a comedy. It was about a motivational speaker. And actually, he has like people like captain. He's like one of those Tony Robbins guys, Yeah. You have like captains in industry. He says, "I owe everything I have to this man, Stockton Wells." Stockton Wells. He's on the cover of Forbes. Stockton Wells, the wonder. Stockton Wells, and it's like, but there was just one problem. I'm a complete fraud. It's just like he's a complete fraud. It's just like he's a complete fraud. Yeah. Well, I'm like, hey guys, does somebody want to pay me $200,000 to develop that? Sure, why not? Yeah, Matt Foley. Yeah, not exactly Matt Foley, but like everything works.
I see Jim Carrey in it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to market it as a remake of something though, and then
there you go.
Change it.
Yeah, just call it Clash of the Titans. They'll buy it.
Who needs to direct it? You need to float that script over to the Coen brothers.
Probably, Mr. Pete's channel. How about a situation comedy? Oh boy, David, want to read that one? Yes, I think that would go over very well. Mr. Pete's channel needs 500 subs.
Yeah, that snappy patter dialogue.
Yeah. Oh boy. But anyway, we can't. But there's a defense of it. And there's nothing new under the sun. I'm like, but you can't find something that maybe done has been done before, but in a slightly different.
Well, look at
do it in a
Star
slightly
Wars.
different way.
That wasn't even new. That was a combination of all kinds of things. And that's what they forget. They keep forgetting that everything that we have is kind of a combination of other things that have come before. And if they just did that, people wouldn't be so pissed. It would still be kind of recognizable to people.
Right. Like Tarantino does, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they forget, Hollywood's also forgotten something very basic. They've forgotten how to tell a story. What they do now is they wrap crap around car chases, CGI bullshit, and call it a day. And it's like
expectations.
Yeah, it'll just work itself out, like Milton and the Staplers and Office Space. And they can't tell stories anymore. And they're saying, well, people, and then again, you look at society, our attention spans. Do we really have the attention span as a society to sit and watch a Dances with Wolves now? Hell no.
No, my theory in Hollywood is that like they're making movies just for people who are on their cell phones texting. So they have the loud noises so they know when to look up, or the flashy lights so they can look up from their cell phone or tablet or whatever. And that's all these shows are. Look at Star Trek Discovery. Look at my Brie Larson Captain Marvel trailer reaction where I'm just sitting there texting and I look up. I didn't even plan of looking up. I was just going to be bored and uninterested texting. And it just so happened, I looked up every time it flashed or a noise happened. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Flashy lights.
Yeah. And keys, dangling keys. Yeah, I mean...
Shiny things.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Want to go for a ride, boy?
I mean, God, this frustrates me because I have like a love-hate relationship with Hollywood. I mean, it's all I ever wanted to do from a kid, and it's all I really know. I mean, I know a lot of BS trivia and stuff, but it's like now I'm like in this relationship that's gone on too long, and I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to get divorced because there's nothing appealing there anymore. Just it's a wasteland.
No, like I said, nobody wants a story. I had read something, and this goes back to Star Trek Discovery. Remember how we were calling the I don't know how far back you go with what we've been doing, Susan, but we were saying about Star Trek Discovery on the Trek logs we do about how there were certain twists you could see coming from a mile away. And then it started to get picked up by websites like IndieWire and like Screen Rant or something. Ooh, could this guy really be what what was that? And then so something came through back on the mic. But anyway, like I said, it started to get picked up by websites like IndieWire and Screen Rant and MovieWeb, and is this the twist that's really going to happen? And if so, it's going to be disappointing. I'm like, we were calling this like 3 months ago. we called it. We saw this coming. Like we saw this coming. We said this is what is going to happen, and we were right. But I have read another article that executives in Hollywood want these stories and movies to be simple enough where audiences are going to know in advance what is going to happen, because then, as they said in their own words, that is going to make the audience feel smart that they were able to figure it out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Really, you think we're a bunch of idiots, don't you?
They do. I think they do. I mean, that's why all that Mirror Universe stuff was so obvious and heavy-handed. All the Vok Tyler shit was so obvious and heavy-handed. Like, we knew you guys were setting this up the whole time.
Well, that's why it has. Oh, sorry, Susan. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just listening.
Well, I thought you said something. I was going to say, because, that's just why they have no merit when they turn around and try to say, oh, this is the best Star Trek ever. It's like, in comparison to what? Because,
Well, I never watched the original series, but I never watched TNG. I never watched the Star Trek series before, but this is the best Star Trek ever.
Yeah, I never liked Star Trek before, but I love Discovery. Like, well, get the fuck off of Star
Everything
Trek. It's not for
that
you.
said is wrong.
I mean, the Star Trek Discovery, I have to be honest, it's like I watched the premiere episode because I'm a trucker from way, way back, TOS, like all the way, TNG. And I watched it and I was unimpressed because the first things that I started noticing, even before the show aired, was what the hell is going on with the Klingons? What is this? This doesn't even look like a Klingon. And then they explained it with evolution. So I'm like, okay, we'll throw them that one. But it was just so laborious and, tedious when I watched it. And I just could not get into it. Just like I couldn't get into Star Trek Enterprise.
Evolution doesn't happen that fast. Don't they know how evolution works? It takes thousands of years to evolve. It's great.
Yeah.
Of course they
genetically altering, maybe, but
oh god.
Yeah.
Where I checked out was when they had the relay, and they had a big hole in it, and it was burned, and they were all looking at each other. Hey, so what do you think caused this? What do you think might happen? Like, what the fuck do you think happened? Somebody shot at it, you idiots! Like, I couldn't believe that they were that stupid. Hey, what do you think did this?
STD is a testimony in stupidity.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't understand. Like,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I don't understand how they can make something like Discovery for this generation of people, even who are on their phones texting, when they have the Klingons speak in the slowest, most boring, taxing way to sit through. Like, I have to fast forward that shit because I don't care what they're saying. It takes so long for them to get 2 words out.
Shut up already. Just speak fucking English.
Well, they can't because they can't speak through those masks. They're made out of modeling chocolate.
Well, that's when you redub the voice, man.
I know, and they're too stupid to even know simple production techniques.
Well, this is a perfect segue then. Speaking of Klingons and the next generation, Klingorks, yes. Random, you brought this story to my attention, so why don't you take the lead on this? I sent the link in the chat, our personal chat there, if you want to grab it. But you already know pretty much about it. I'm a big fan of this actress, so I'm not against this. I don't know if I really want to see her in a bunch of makeup, but Rosario Dawson wants to play a Klingon. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so let me find. I'll find the better interview.
In other
here.
words, stretch. Okay, yeah, find a better one.
No, okay, it's just a link. So Rosario Dawson wants to play a Klingon on the new Star Trek in new Star Trek: The Next Generation. Guess what? It's not Next Generation though. Oh my god, she doesn't know. Poor actress. So she has never been shy about her love of all things Star Trek. She even speaks a little Klingon, but at a recent event, she took it a step further, angling for a role in the upcoming Next Generation series to feature Patrick Stewart reprising his iconic role as Captain Picard. Yeah. So it's not a Next Generation series, though. I think she might not know what's up. I think she might not know it's going to be so much different. But, other than that, yeah. So she goes on to say, I grew up loving Star Trek, and I'm still waiting for my holodeck, Dawson said at the Tribeca TV Festival event attended by Inverse. My favorite is Next Generation because of Jean-Luc Picard. If they need a Klingon for the new series, well, have you seen my 5-head? Dawson went on to explain that what really draws her to the Star Trek universe is the utopian civilization it portrays. For the actor-activist who campaigned with Bernie Sanders in 2016, it's no surprise that the idea of a post-scarcity world is obvious. Am I saying that word right?
Yeah, post-scarcity. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm reading off my way of their monitor here. I love Star Trek because I always marveled at the idea of the world without capitalism, she said. Yeah, do we tell her? Do we break it to her that the Klingons don't look like they did in Next Generation? It's like I feel bad. Like I would love to see her. I would love to see her play a Klingon in TNG or TOS, but
yeah. I mean, and it's good that somebody of her caliber that is box office material wants to be a part of it, and that might even help them. But I don't know. But somebody said to me, well, it's on for season 2, so that means somebody's watching. And they're using it as a cornerstone now, along with Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone, to get more people to all access. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm ambivalent about this.
I wouldn't mind her the series, but she don't have to be a Kling arc. She
No.
can just be a regular character.
Well, wasn't she supposed to be Michael Burnham originally?
That would have been
Get her?
Yes.
That would have been much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, because she can actually act and emote. And I know I get crap for saying Sonequa Martin Green can't act, but she can't act. She's not a lead actress. She's a day player, guest star. She is not. She cannot carry.
I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt that she doesn't understand the character.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I think it has a lot to do with the writing.
Yeah.
If the writing's not there, the actor isn't going to do what they're supposed to do, because if Mikey Spock is written as, she's beyond reproach or above reproach, and that might be the writer's take on Vulcans, that logical means that you can't have flashes of emotion, that you can't relate to people, but Spock was still able to relate yet be aloof. You cared about him. He had his moments, but it was the writing that propelled him there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with Michael Burnham, we just want her off screen as quickly as possible. And I certainly want to see her just shot out of an airlock. I don't want to see her. I don't want to deal with her.
Well, see, she was a favorite on TWD when she was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go back and look, because I watched a couple of seasons with her and I couldn't even remember her.
Yeah, see, she was a favorite because everybody was wishing her well when she left, and they missed her. And TWD might have had better writing for her. I'm not gonna absolve anybody from anything, because it is a symbiotic relationship. Yeah, you might have great writing, but if you can't act your way out of a paper bag, well, then what good is that?
It's funny you bring up symbiotic relationships, and I might have a reason for the why. I might know why she's acting the way she is. Doomcock actually had given me this. It's something he said triggered something in my mind on one of our last shows we did with him. And I came up with this theory of what they're going to do in season 2. I hope to God I'm wrong, but don't be surprised if the reason she acts the way she does, and this whole thing with Spock, and the whole thing with his dad, is Spock's dying or in trouble, and she's going to have to combine with Spock to fix him.
Yeah.
And that's where Michael Burnham goes. So Spock and Michael Burnham are one in the fucking same.
Well, she does have Sarek's Katra floating around inside of her head.
Exactly.
So she can mind meld and just...
Exactly.
So she's gonna have to cotrify with Spock.
That's what I'm fucking thinking.
And she's gonna
notice how she kind of acts more like Spock than a human.
Yeah.
But she always humans.
And they always said Spock acts so much more human when he was younger, and then he got more like Spock when he was older.
If they wrote Spock with that fucking bitch.
I have a feeling
she always has to human explain everything, though.
Oh God!
Because she always has to explain how much better you can be, and then you will be better just by having told how much better you can be.
Rewatch the trailer for season 2, thinking what I just told you. I was going to save this for a Trek log, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It was a perfect time for it.
Well, my theory was always that
anyway.
they're going to mate, that she's going to have to help him out through Ponfar because she has the Katra inside of her and she can actually mate with.
I'm just starting to think like these guys, but Susan has to get going. So we want to thank her for stopping in.
Yeah, Susan, thanks for stopping by.
Susan.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me. Great show. Glad to be a part of it. Take care, everybody.
All right, take care.
Actually,
Thanks.
I'm happy she's here because we are going to be doing a horror show real soon with Susan. So keep an ear out for when we're going to be doing that as well. So thanks so much, Susan. Take
Hey,
care.
thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. So anyway, poor Rosario. I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
No, I like her. I
So I
like
think
her a
they're-
lot. I really like Rosario Dawson. I think she would have been an amazing Klingon when we had Klingons and not Klingorks. But man, that just makes me sad. That really makes me sad that you know I can't imagine her being put through all that makeup and can't emote or act or because I mean I've seen how these poor Klingons are. You can't even like they cover their eyes even and you can't even see through. Like they don't have a line of sight to the other actor. Oh.
As long as they can eat another human, whatever.
Well, maybe they can go and eat the mirrored Empress Giorgio, and this time they'll season her. She needed seasoning last time.
Put some barbecue sauce on that spot on the elbow. Yeah.
Soy sauce. No, I didn't say that.
And now because she's Chinese, will they be hungry an hour later?
Oh.
Well,
I want to say hello to all the 100-some viewers we got right now, though.
Yeah, not bad. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna try and start doing these a little bit earlier. Perhaps we've been discussing it, trying to keep them a little bit more cut and dry, not so long, so you guys can consume them easier. And we'll still have the fun streams where we go a couple hours and stuff. But we're gonna have some changes around here, as you heard. We're gonna be doing a horror podcast. That's right, Random and Susan and I. To start with, I'm sure we'll have several guests and we have other things to discuss yet about the show, but looks like Wednesdays might be the day we're going to do that in the afternoon. But other than that, we're thinking about trying to move the podcast up a little bit earlier if we can to try and get it to where you guys can watch, because it always seems like we're competing with other stuff or you guys are, still at work and all that kind of stuff. So we want to be able to make sure everybody can join, or as many people can join us as possible. As well as, unfortunately, Ladies' Night just hasn't been working out. So,
I'm very sorry about that.
And it's not your fault, Random. It's nobody's fault. We're going up against a lot of competition, and just people aren't checking them out. So it's obviously not something people are after. We admit defeat when we have to. It is one of those things. So
minor setback,
Yeah. But we'll come up with something. If anything, we'll go a little earlier on Tuesdays so Rob can join us, because he's got his trivia night. If not, it'll just be like Random and I or something like that. We'll figure it all out. We've got plans. We're trying to make sure Random still has, ample time for her channel as well, because we've been manipulating her so much that I feel bad about that.
That sounds dirty.
Well, I am a robot, so I don't sleep.
I don't think you do. I think you're like me. You're like never sleep. Everybody asks me, do you sleep? So it's like, not really.
Well, if you check my Twitter history, I'm like constantly, like every hour, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning. Yeah.
Yes, Darkslayer, a horror podcast.
Will it be on iTunes? Oh, I don't know. Will it be on iTunes?
Slithering Peanut says it doesn't have to be ladies only. Can we still have Ren? Yes. I'm like, yeah, Ren.
Well, she'll still be around. That's another thing, is Ren's so busy with her school and her own channel too. So it's one of those things, but she'll definitely be around still, of course. Mary asked me, dirty boy. People ask me if I sleep all the time. So you're the opposite, Mary. You can have our sleep. Gladly
Now
give it to you.
The Dirty Boy, is that a Futurama reference when Fry was do you remember that episode?
No.
An episode Fry.
Random,
are you a fan of Futurama?
I am. I just haven't seen it in so long. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Fry was somebody came in from the central bureaucracy, and she was like this really buttoned up, uptight bureaucrat, and she liked Fry because he was a slob. And
I do remember that.
Yeah, she just threw herself on him one day. Dirty boy. Yeah, Steele Johnson did. Dirty boy, dirty. Yes, exactly. That was it. That was the episode. Oh, I love Futurama. Too bad. No, it really suffered at Comedy Central. Well, the Comedy Central ruins everything.
Yeah.
Well, my
So
problem with
anyway.
shows like Futurama is it's one of those shows I'll catch once in a while and repeats. But I have this thing with shows that I've never seen a ton of, but I kind of like, but only seem to catch every once in a while, is I always end up seeing the same 2 or 3 episodes. Every
that's always a problem.
single. Because before I actually started watching Big Bang, I ended up seeing the Indiana Jones episode, I don't know how many damn times, where they steal the print of Raiders of the Lost Ark from the theater.
Okay, I'm curious to start watching Big Bang Theory again, just to see how they're going to wrap up everything.
Well, that's just it. I haven't watched it in like 2 seasons, and I fell in love with it. Then I felt kind of like, I don't know, ambivalent towards it. I don't know how you want to put it, but it just got to the point. Randoms brought up a lot of the reasons why, and a big part of it is the way they portray the women on the show.
Yeah, they tend to kind of separate the female geeks from the male geeks, and they don't really realize that kind of nerds and geeks tend to flock together. It's not so much like all the women in the kitchen gossiping about whatever, and all the guys are there watching football. It's
Right.
it's a totally different culture.
Well,
You
they've
know?
kind of turned it to Friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of football, let me put on the game.
Was that time? Does that mean we got to get going? Nerdrodic is on right now though too, so I don't want to step on them too.
I just had the game in the background. I just checked. Yeah,
Pretty soon.
my game was on yesterday. The Giants won, so I mean,
No more ladies' night. Harriet's gonna protest. Well, Harriet is always welcome on anytime.
Oh yeah, so is Harriet and Doomcock and
Yarbings.
where it's just we're just looking at possibly trying to do stuff a little earlier in the evening.
Blue Cat 42. I never liked Friends. See, I liked Friends in the beginning, but then it got really, really annoying. And then just like season like 3 or 4, I just was, that's it. I'm done. Don't want to do it anymore.
My problem with
I
Friends
never
was
got
that
into
they
that show.
they automatically marketed it before it was aired. Even they're like, "Oh, the new hit series." How do you know? How do you know? You've never aired an episode yet. So I never watched it because it looked kind of.
Yeah. When it used to air at 9:30 after Seinfeld, it was pretty good. But then it moved up to 8 o'clock and had to become more. I wouldn't say watered down, but it just got annoying really fast. Then Jennifer Aniston's popularity took off, and she pretty much got whatever she wanted. She wanted to have her boyfriend on. Yeah, that's okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, MK Ultra Frasier was great. But the big thing, I keep saying that there was a whole dynamic about Big Bang Theory. Yeah, it kind of ran the risk of getting old, where everybody would do something, Sheldon wouldn't get it. But then what they did was they started bringing in. First they brought in Bernadette. Okay, fine. There's a ask for a receipt. Okay, and then they brought in Amy Farrah Fowler at the end of season 3, and that to me is where the show changed, because now they started to weed out a lot of the pop culture references, a lot of the science references. Then it became about relationships. And I understand how people change. I understand you're not the same person from high school as you are now. Lori Roberts, thank you for $2 super chat. Yes, go Giants. I'm a fan from way back, but that's another story. Like I said, you're not the same. You're not like I said, you're not the same person. But at the same time, it got so far removed that the show was unrecognizable. And I think that was in large part they wanted to bring in a larger female audience.
And women already liked I liked the show before they brought in all the girls, and that's what turned me off, was how they treated. Well, they also kind of ended up making like the geeks the butt of the joke, or the reference was the joke. Like,
yeah,
you're the joke. No, it's not funny because you said Star Trek or because you said Spock. That's not funny. That's not a punchline. Tell me something that is funny. Don't make Sheldon into this horribly unlikable geeky character, and they really, really made him unlikable for a lot of the show.
Oh yeah. Like I said, Sheldon would be a horrible. Why did my screen shuts off after a few minutes? But Sheldon really is an unlikable person. But he was an interesting character. But they just made him into Ross Geller.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is is you're not supposed to really relate or like Sheldon.
No, but he's supposed to be interesting. That's the thing. He's supposed to be interesting.
Well, right.
You want to see what he's going to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, and this whole thing
I
about
just lost interest with the show.
yeah, and this whole thing about young Sheldon. An adult saying inappropriate things is funny because it's unusual. You say, haha, this guy's an idiot. Is a grown man saying something inappropriate. Oh, she likes Sheldon.
The whole point is he's the smartest man in the world, but he's socially awkward.
Yes, exactly. A kid saying something inappropriate and not realizing it
is a Bill Cosby show.
Yeah, exactly.
Called
you expect
kids say the dumbest things.
Yeah, she's a smart little kid there, but you don't know much about what goes on, and so go get it. So the filth floored in the filth, Tyan Ranger did like one episode where they're going to a con, car got stolen, and Raj wanted to rent a car from Enterprise. Everyone yelled at him. And that and Sheldon going to a Ren fair as Spock. Yes, that was funny. Willie Woodward, thank you for the $2.99 super chat. Big Bang Theory isn't for nerds; it's for normies.
Oh, and he retracted it.
By Greedo.
He retracted
Greedo,
it. I didn't know you could retract a message on a super chat. That's new.
The big thing about Big Bang, the major downside about Big Bang Theory is because NBC. I never liked how NBC insisted on putting Community right up against Big Bang Theory because NBC still thought we own Thursday night. Thursday night's our night. No, not since the mid '90s.
Yeah.
You owned it at one point. Frasier, Friends, Cheers, Cosby.
What's funny is all those shows you just named, I think, are all Warner Brothers shows.
Yeah.
And now Warner Brothers moved their shit over to CBS on Thursday nights. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Steinberg. I call it Steinberg because it sounds funnier. Seinfeld was Sony, actually.
That was, yes. But Friends, I know for a fact, was Warner Brothers. And I think Cheers is. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it is. It may not be. Cheers may not be. NBC might actually own Cheers.
No, actually, no. Cheers is on CBS All Access. It's under the classic settings. It's on CBS All Access. I have no idea why.
Paramount merger thingy.
Probably.
Probably.
That Caroline in the City. It's of all the things to consider a classic. I love Leah Thompson. I thought Caroline in the City was actually pretty good, but I'd hardly call that a classic.
Do people even remember that who weren't around when it aired? Because I don't think it ever reran anywhere.
What's that?
Caroline in the City.
Oh, Caroline. Yeah, it did for a few years.
It might have been on
Life.
It might have been on USA Network or something. Reruns.
Because I barely remember it, and I watched it.
You know what's funny is how many shows have just out and out been they just die. It seems like anymore. You don't see a lot of them after a while compared to when we were kids.
Don't you need like 5 seasons before they even consider you to go into
at least 100
syndication?
Episodes. Yes.
100 episodes is the bar. 100
but
episodes.
look at like the shows that of course it does help that there was only 3 channels most of the time for how many years. But point being, it's just like I just don't feel like a lot of them have the longevity they used to.
No.
A lot of 80s shows, as great as they were, just don't seem to get any love. 90s shows have almost disappeared.
Well, yeah, unless it's like Frasier, Seinfeld, and Friends.
Joker 79 said Leah Thompson is the freakiest girl in film. She tried to bang her son and a duck.
All good.
And she looked good doing it too.
Oh yeah.
We can't have a movie with incest in it. That's the quote Disney said when they didn't take Back to the Future script.
But that wasn't.
Really? That's what
and everybody else, you know what everybody else said? This movie's too wholesome. Take it to Disney. I'm serious.
I believe that.
That is the exact quote they told him. We can't have anything like this. There's incest in here, they said. We can't have that. No, that's not a Disney film. They said, sorry, guys. Yeah. So they're like, fuck. They sat on Back to the Future for like 5 years almost.
Yeah.
Because their movies flopped. So Spielberg wanted to make it, but they're like, no, we're not going to. Zemeckis and Bob Gale said, we're not going to make another movie with you until we have a hit somewhere else. Because then everybody's just going to think we're your golden boys and we only do movies with you. And we can't have 3 flops in a row.
J3.0 said, which is better, Seinfeld or Friends? You can. Here's the thing. You can watch Seinfeld now and it still seems modern.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Friends reeks of the 90s.
That's what. Yeah, I kind of. I was thinking too.
Well, Seinfeld's more interaction with people, and Friends is a lot more kind of pop culture of its time, sort of. Yeah.
I am out. I'm out. I'm out. You're out. I'm out. Watch out for the girl next door. Oh, she's gonna get you, pal. Remember the contest? Kramer, you'll
Probably.
Well, they had a contest to see who could not spank it the longest.
Oh God. Yeah.
And Kramer,
yeah.
And there was the naked woman across the building next building over. Kramer walks out of the room. He comes in, slams his money on the desk. I am out. I'm out. You're out. I'm out. You know, is that woman across the building across the alley? She's gonna get you, pal. Whatever. Blue Cat 42 Friends daily lives of 20-somethings with shenanigans ensuing. Friends is Three's Company with 3 more people. That's the thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about Friends is nobody had seen 20-somethings on screen up until then with bad jobs and yeah.
And it was so unrealistic too, though. That was kind of my issue. Is like, okay, yeah, they're still like really well off for New York 20-somethings with bad jobs.
Oh, believe me, nobody could afford those apartments. Believe me. Not on their incomes. They'd all be living in. I mean, that's people complained about 2 broke girls, but working in a diner in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's been gentrified. The rents are going through the roof now too. It's unaffordable, just like the rest of the city.
Well, that was the problem with a lot of shows in the 90s. Is it was so unbelievable where a lot of these people lived, and none of them ever had jobs. Or at least jobs that would sustain that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, even Married with Children. I mean, there's no way a minimum wage shoe salesman had a giant house in Chicago.
No.
Yeah, by himself without his wife working. No way.
Yeah. Even in the 80s.
Yeah, but they showed him he was always in debt. He had unpaid bills.
Right.
I pay taxes. I pay taxes. They'll never.
He probably bought the house, or he inherited the house from his dad, or something like that. And I'm sure that's the whole thing. But
somebody probably somebody loaned him the money probably to.
But for every show, you had like the Huxtables to where, like, okay, fine, Cosby was a doctor. You get that, okay?
Wife was a lawyer.
Full House. Bob Saget's character worked for a morning TV show. Those were a little bit more believable. Family Matters, some of the other shows on TGIF, a lot of those other, like, there's no way Larry Appleton's going to afford the apartment he has by himself in Perfect.
On Perfect Strangers, didn't they also move? And
they moved into a house too eventually. Yeah. And it's like,
and he was had that apartment, and he was supporting Balky for all those years.
Yeah,
Balky ever
pretty much. Yeah, they both worked at the antique store. How much money do you think they really? Because I'm not even sure. I think they mentioned they worked on commission a few times. So it's like, oh, but it's like I never understood what Willie did on Elf either. I can't remember.
He was a social worker.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's right. I forgot. I've got all those too. Duh. He's a social worker. Yeah. Now the Believe It the Beaver, though, we never found out what his dad did. My vote's for professional killer.
No, actually, they never said what they never really said what he did. They actually did say one time that you only leave the house to get ice cream. So they never, Ozzie Nelson was a band leader in real life.
Yeah.
But on the show, they didn't want to show him going off to a job somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Blue Cat 42 brings up a good point. One of the only shows in that era that really showed true lifestyle, probably in Roseanne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you actually had the struggles of both people working, and then there was the times when Dan wasn't working or Roseanne wasn't working, and all that kind of stuff. So a social worker with an alien. Yeah, that's right. I got to rewatch. I spent so long, but I should have remembered that. I lose a point.
The mom was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom was a stay-at-home mom. They had 2 kids, and
So what did Bob Uecker do on Mr. Belvedere?
He was a sports
Okay.
sports writer.
Because I know he had like the live-in, house, the butler. So
yeah, he was a sports writer, and she was something too.
She was a teacher, I think. Was she?
I thought she was an anchor or something on news.
I don't know.
Unless I'm thinking of. Because that's the thing is because if I remember correctly, that's when the show starts. Is she's going back to work, and that's why they need Mr. Belvedere. Because I've seen it, and Mr. Belvedere is actually a remake of an old British movie or something like that.
Yeah,
or based on a series of books, actually.
Okay,
I'm trying to
Belvedere.
think. Was it Growing Pains? Oh, maybe Growing Pains. That's right. The mom on Growing Pains was a reporter. What the hell did she do? I can't remember what it was, but she was going back to work, I swear, in the first episode, and that was why they had to have Mr. Belvedere.
Posh butler Lynn Belvedere struggles adapted Owen's house. So breadwinner Bob Uecker is a sports writer. However, in the pilot, he worked in construction. His wife, Marcia Eileen Graff, is attending law school. At the show starter, older son, Kevin Robson. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So she's becoming
Streets on the corner. Never man before. Who cares?
Just a bit outside.
I haven't heard that. I haven't watched that show since it aired.
Wesley. That's the first Wesley. I wonder if he said "Shut up, Wesley" a few times. Bob Uecker's the bomb.
Bob Uecker, yeah. Does he still do play-by-play for the Milwaukee Brewers?
Last I knew, he did a few innings, but I don't know if he does anymore. I think he just does home games, and I think it's only a few innings. If somebody else out there knows, go ahead and let me know. But I haven't listened in a while, so I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Willie, yeah, we did. Yeah, Saturday night on that magical Doomcock Fireside Chat. But Rob hasn't got a chance to talk too much about the Joker footage. What did you think of that, Rob?
It looked like it just looked like any ordinary commuter on a New York subway. Just like, hey, this is my stop. It's what 10, 15 seconds of Joaquin Phoenix in the makeup. The costuming looked really good. I'll give him that. Costume. I mean, they got it right. I mean, they got that part right. And he does seem like, that's something.
It's pretty much the Cesar Romero costume. Is all
yeah. It is something the Joker would do. Just kind of casually get off the train while everybody was in a panic.
Yeah. It looks better than the test footage for sure, or than that test makeup, whatever that they had.
Looks better than Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh God! Well, that's the other one that they dropped with the Jared Leto Harley Quinn movie where they're going to kidnap Dr. Phil.
It's actually been. They were going to have a.
I'll tell you right now, Harley.
They've been talking about that for a while.
You're in a bad relationship. You got to ask yourself, Harley, what are you trying to attract? Because if you're putting out crazy, you're going to attract crazy.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, one of those things. You buy my book.
Well, if you're on the show, he'll give you the book.
Lori Roberts, Rob, where do you live? That's the A train. Yeah. I live in the greater New York area. That's all I'll say. I live in a town with a major Ivy League university. Let's just say that. But yeah, like I said, they're going to kidnap Dr. Phil. Really, you don't have any other ideas, really?
Well, isn't that kind of more of a play on Dark Knight Returns? With when the Joker's with that whole thing with the psychiatrist who's going around trying to be like Dr. Phil almost on TV and stuff.
Well, that's Dr. Ruth.
Well, Dr. Ruth is a sex doctor.
I was gonna say
goes on Letterman with Dr. Ruth.
There's a similar doctor to what Dr. Phil wound up being down the road in Dark Knight Returns or whatever, the comic.
Okay, you need to unleash your sexual repression. You need to find yourself a nice girlfriend, and you need to stupor all night long. I don't know.
Really?
Yes, really. You are suffering from great sexual repression. You have to have lots of sex, und sex, und sex, und sex.
Is that spelled with a Z?
Oh,
I'm writing
yes.
this down.
When do we get to break things though? When do we get to like go and rob some people and cause some damage?
Oh, Holly,
Yeah.
Holly, you are repressing your inner desires. You have a thing for clown porn, obviously, which is why you are with someone like a Joker. This is almost it almost sounds like Yoko Ono.
Dr. Whopper in Dark Knight Returns. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. my doctor would sounds like Don Yoko.
Lose the tell you your sex drive is gone. It's a
Joker was all Legion of Doom. He was all Legion of Doom. Other Legion of Doom, they no good as Joker. that's like Yoko Ono. What are you saying? Yoko. What's that?
Dr. Jar Jar Ruth? Oh no.
Can you do it?
That's what I was doing. Lose the sex drive is gone. It's a kaput. Santa Dominos, yes, he looked like Ronald McDonald, brother Donald McDonald.
Oh god.
Oh
Does
god.
Does this mean we'll have the Hamburglar in this movie too?
Yeah.
Grimace.
Nothing can kill the grimace.
Do you remember Family Guy? Peter, it's role-playing night. It's the Grimace. Lois is dressed up as the Grimace. I'm like, oh no. I love Third Rock and the Sun. Dick dresses up as a pirate for Halloween. Someone says, "Hey Dick, where's your Buccaneers?" He says, "Under my bucking hat." That's actually pretty good. John Lithgow was really good on Third Rock and the Sun. I miss that show. John Lithgow is John Lithgow. Okay, John Lithgow has great range as an actor. I mean, he could do drama, comedy. I mean, whatever you need him to do. I never thought he'd be good on a sitcom. I'm like, no, he was excellent. Nobody else watched Third Rock from the Sun?
I watched a little of it here and there.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while though, a long time.
I wasn't hugely devoted to, but what I saw was really good. Yes, and he was Barney's dad.
Yeah, I was always let down that he wasn't on the series for Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah,
I mean Bruce. What's his face was all right, but
Bruce Dickinson or something was.
I can't remember who.
The guy
who plays the senator in X-Men.
Yeah,
Bruce Davidson.
Bruce Davidson. Yeah, Bruce
Dickinson's
the guy,
singer from Iron Maiden. Yeah, that I'd watch. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Run
to the hills. So, but But yeah, he played a great serial killer. Yes. Lithgow and Dexter was good stuff. Yeah, he played Barney's dad on How I Met Your Mother. I know I keep coming back, but I've been binging on. I can finally watch How I Met Your Mother again. I can finally watch How I Met Your Mother again, as long as I don't see the finale. That's the thing. Okay, so what else we got out there? Any questions out there while we're here?
I was gonna say, I think it's about time we bring her to a close, even though we've held on to almost 100 viewers most of the night. So thank you guys so much for sticking around.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, but yeah, this is actually pretty good. I like this one. This is a good one. This is one for the record books. This one goes right into the archives.
I think they all do. We're all good. Every single show. Watch every single show on repeat. Just click the playlist
while you're sleeping.
Yeah. First, that Harv guy. First rule about the How I Met Your Mother finale is don't watch the How I Met Your Mother finale. Okay. All right, guys. Random.
Slithering Peanut wants to know if we killed Jake yet.
No, Jake is. Jake.
God,
Jake actually had some health issues. He had to go to the ER recently. So we hope, but
Oh, no.
he's
Hopefully he's all right.
he's doing, yeah, he's doing better. He's doing better. He's doing better. Just we wish Jake well. So, but yeah,
We'll have to have him on soon. Yeah.
Santo Dominus with a $10 Canadian super chat. I'm still waiting for the Mead Beats album. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Willie Woodward, thank you for the $2 super chat. Stripper money for Rob. Yes, I could buy a lap dance.
A $2 lap dance. I'd hate to see that stripper.
You know, I keep saying I was really not looking forward to them putting Harriet Tubman on a 10 because it's gonna make paying for lap dances at the strip club very awkward. Seeing that judgmental face looking up at you. But it gives it, it'd be fun to say, make it rain Tubmans.
Just bring in a roll of the Sacagawea or dollars.
Okay. So anyway, Tom, what do you say? Like I said, this one goes right into the archives, right?
Always does.
We'll put on repeat. Yes. So random. You tell everybody where they can find you.
I am Mecha Random 42. You can probably find me on my YouTube channel or Patreon or Twitter or Twitch. Sometimes I do Twitch streaming for games.
Lurking.
Yeah, I lurk on. I'm on everybody's channel, everybody's stream. I'm everywhere. I am everywhere, and you can click me in the chat.
Clicker, click, not lick, click.
Yes. Oh yes. I clicked her last night. Oh, that was fun. She liked it. Too. Well, anyway, Tom, tell us where they can find you. Right here.
Why didn't you tell me I was lost, Rob? Now I don't know how to get home.
Well, anyway.
Oh shit. You can find me here, of course. You can find me on Midnight's Edge. You can find me lurking about on Nerdrodic and Doomcock and Mecha Random's channel. Check out Robo Shlomo's channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else we need to plug?
So Doomcock's channel, Nerdrodic's channel.
I said that. Susan, of course. I want to thank her for stopping by.
Oh, and as always, check out our friends. Check out Professor Geek's channel. As I was like, throw a shout out to him. He does really good stuff. A lot of people actually we have to thank. So Jason Lee, thank you. Well, what's up? Is that DJ? Jason? Oh, the departed Jason Lee. Oh, no, it can't be the same Jason Lee. So the guy was in the, Jason Lee. What up, Becca? What up? Okay. Santa Donovan, thank you. Good night. Okay, everybody. If you like what we do here, click subscribe, click the bell icon, and share with your friends. Check us out over on Patreon. Patreon subscribers and Patreon members can get all kinds of neat stuff. Lost episodes, behind the edge, making of videos, updates, early crack at audio, uncut audio, notification of mini documentaries, behind the edge, making of videos. I think I said that already, but it bears repeating. And as always, you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. And if you don't have the means to support us on Patreon, please click subscribe, click the bell icon, go to the main channel, click subscribe, click the bell icon there, share with your friends, share with your enemies, share with your frenemies, share with the people down the street, share with everybody, share with the world. Your pets,
share,
yes.
Share it with share.
Yes.
Now tonight, everybody's going to go on your Twitter and they're going to at this at Cher, and she's going to be like, "What is going on? Why is everybody sending me these?"
Yes, and she goes, "You're such an asshole." She called Letterman an asshole that time.
You're a bigger asshole than Letterman.
So anyway, like I always say, we can't do this without you. So one more time, I am Rob Robot Shlomo.
I am Mecha Random 42.
And I am Beat.
Okay. Whose turn is it to check on Jake?
Not it.
Not it.
Yours. You're it.
Okay, everybody. We're going to go check on Jake.
We'll have Jake on soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll make sure. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.